Hello, my name is August the Butts and welcome here in Indonesia. Currently, I'm in Sukabumi at Nusa Putra University, and together with you, I want to discover and explore the beauties that Indonesia and Sukabumi city has to offer. Let's go! From Sukabumi, I started to explore the archipelago. The first destination I visited was the Situ Gunung Suspension Bridge. This destination has a very enchanting natural beauty. This is mainly due to the fact that the Situ Gunung Suspension Bridge is the longest suspension bridge in Southeast Asia. Besides this wonderful sight, it also offers many waterfalls and various kinds of flora and fauna to explore. Here at Situ Gunung, I spent about 4 hours climbing the hill, crossing a suspension bridge, enjoying traditional art performances, tasting local food, feeling the coolness of the Lembah Purba waterfall, and enjoying the beautiful view of Mount Gede Pangrango from a short distance.
No, yeah, the waterfall was excited to see us, and it was an amazing trip. I love being in nature, hiking as well, and I just love that like an ecosystem like this is like in the backyard of Sukabumi. That just blows me away. Like I've never experienced something like this, so I really appreciate that.
How long did we drive here? Half an hour?
Yeah, half an hour.
Yeah.
Not even, and then you're here, boom, in the midst of the jungle. It's like crazy. Yeah, I love it.
Therefore, I continued my journey for about 3 hours south of Sukabumi to explore the natural beauty of the beach at the Ciletu Sukabumi Geopark. From the top of Dharma Geopark, I could see the vast view of the Indian Ocean. In the Ciletu Geopark, it turns out that there are not only beaches and high cliffs to explore, that there are also very impressive waterfalls, also known as the Cikante Waterfall and the Sodong Waterfall. At last, we closed off by enjoying the sunset at Palangpang Beach. I was impressed by the natural beauty that Sukabumi district has to offer, and what kind of beauty that comes along with that is just amazing. However, the next day I was up for a totally different surprise. I continued my journey to one of the batik houses in Sukabumi city, known as Lokot Mala Batik. There, I didn't only make my own batik, no. I also listened to the explanations of the origins of Lokot Mala Batik and the types of batik motifs that exist there.
Well, I was surprised. I was like, batik Sukabumi? Like, I do not like make the link. But now that she explained that she had a passion and she wanted to make her dreams come true, and if here batik Sukabumi also to enhance the culture. So yeah, I couldn't actually make the link at first, like batik and Sukabumi, it's not a link that you think of really fast.
Yes.
But then eventually when Boo explained her story and she had a passion and a dream that she wanted to come true, and I love the fact that she wanted to intertwine Sukabumi and batik and also mix the culture that already exists here within that batik process. I think that was beautiful.
Did you know that Sukabumi city is actually famous in the whole of Indonesia for making its own authentic mochi? And therefore, I visited a traditional food shop here in Sukabumi city known as Mochi Bakajaya to see and experience for myself the process of making this typical Sukabumi mochi. I love the chewy texture and the sweet taste, and I can honestly say that it put me in a good mood and put a smile on my face.
Well, once again, I didn't know mochi was even made here in Indonesia and not even in Sukabumi, so I was really surprised about the process. I also like that because I know Japanese mochi. I like that they stuff them here with kacang, which makes it Indonesian mochi, and it was delicious. I really loved it.
I also went to an arts and culture sector, which included the gamelan music and traditional Jaipong dance. Here, I did not only watch the performance, of the local people, but I also experience it for myself. I really like to play the gamelan, try out the music, and it was pretty hard for me to learn the Jaipong dance, but still, I really enjoyed the fact that I could learn from this cultural experience.
Yes, Genusian, hari ini we are here at the Gaya Gita studio and we just witnessed a real Jaipong workshop. It was amazing, it was really cool. The kids are lovely and they are really professionals actually. I was amazed by all the dance passes that they actually performed. And you really see the joy on the kids' their face as soon as they dance this dance. And it's amazing to actually learn the dance, but also to see them perform and to share their culture with us. So it was an amazing experience. I give it a 10 out of 10. Even though Sukabumi is an overshadowed place here in Java, it doesn't mean that Sukabumi and Sukabumi city itself has lots to offer. You can explore lots of culture, nature, and of course, plenty of food.
As my adventure ended here in Sukabumi, I continued my journey to several other destinations. I explored Central Java, Yogyakarta, and Bali for more than a week. For moreover than 12 hours by bus from Sukabumi, we finally arrived at the first destination. We arrived at Borobudur Temple. Borobudur Temple, located in Magelang, Central Java, is not only rich in historical value, but also has the charm of architectural beauty that is typical of the ancient Buddhist temple style and therefore for ancient Indonesia.
Yeah, so we're here today at Borobudur and it's an amazing experience to be here at such an ancient old artifact in the midst of Central Java. And yeah, this is actually the whole reason why Indonesia has such a lovely culture, lovely architecture. It's mainly because artifacts like these were built here in this archipelago, spread across the archipelago, all in their own way. And yeah, this is what Indonesia is all about. So I love this place. Yeah.
After leaving Borobudur the next day, I visited the temple again. But the difference was that this temple is actually recognized by UNESCO. This temple is known as the Prambanan. Of course, I explored the splendor of the architecture and cultural heritage that is here present within this ancient temple. I actually also saw even Hindu people practicing their belief in this particular site.
Yes, hello Genusian, we are here at the Prambanan temple. It was built in the year 850 in the 9th century, and this is a typical Hindu temple. It is one of the biggest Hindu temples dedicated to mostly the god Shiva. It is also dedicated to Brahma and to Vishnu. Brahma is the left side, Vishnu is the right side. But the biggest one here is dedicated to Shiva, and this whole complex is actually dedicated to that god. Yes.
However, next, I continue my journey for about 70 kilometers to one of the most important places in Central Java. We went to Yogyakarta Hadiningrat Palace, also known as the Kraton, since my royal lunch was not far from the actual palace. Therefore, I went to the Yogyakarta Palace. When I arrived, I was immediately invited for the tour to see the objects that are the identity of this famous place, starting from historical explanations, clothing, vehicles, equipment, and many others that are here present in this palace. I learned a lot about the Kraton of Yogyakarta.
Yes, so today we were in Kraton Jogja. Tomorrow we go to Kraton Solo. But for now it was amazing to be at this palace. Also a significant site when it comes to the history of Central Java and Indonesia as a whole. And yeah, I'm very glad that I visited this place. It's amazing. The only thing that I missed though, because we learned a lot about the traditions when it comes to the Sultanate and, for example, the marriage and a brief history. But I wanted to know more about the origins of the Kraton Jogja. But luckily for us, we also have our personal tour guide. He explained the whole situation, how the Sultanate of Jogja actually originated. So yeah, we learned a lot today as well, and I look forward to more of Discover Indonesia.
After visiting the palace, I enjoyed the afternoon at one of Yogyakarta's icons, known as the Jalan Malioboro. Here, I walked around while enjoying traditional food and bought, of course, lots of typical Yogyakarta souvenirs, like the batik. As I left the hotel, we went to the Gemblongan sugar factory. This was once an old Dutch factory in the colonial times. But now, this building has a new purpose. It is an interesting 3D trick art museum that also stores classical vehicles, where you can actually sit in the vehicle and make pictures. It has been transformed in a tourist attraction and is now known as the Heritage Palace of Solo.
Yeah, so we are here at the Heritage Palace, and actually I think officially it's the first Dutch building that we visited. Before that it was Borobudur, Prambanan, which are of course old Indonesian ancient sites. But this is the first actually Dutch building that we have passed so far. Of course a sugar factory, all for the profit. But no, I love the fact that it's an old building that has given a new purpose, which is being a museum. So I love the vibe, and I'm excited for more.
The next destination is also one of the most important and crucial kingdoms that is known to Central Java. This is, of course, the Mangkunegaran Palace and its kingdom located in Surakarta. Here, I was invited for a tour in the museum of the palace. We were given lots of explanations about the history and identity of the Mangkunegaran Palace. When you go to this place, you will find typical royal architecture and a museum displaying art collections, historical artifacts, and cultural heritage from the Mangkunegaran kingdom. Also on the side for the girls, we explored also the beauty products that are typical of the Mangkunegaran kingdom.
Yes, today we are at Mangkunegaran Palace, and I will look really forward to this day because a friend of mine has a connection with this place and with the royal family. And we learned a lot. We learned a lot about the royal family, about the palace itself, a little bit about the history. And it was very intriguing. It's impressive how in this place the buildings have been built, how impressive, massive, and also a lot of wealth has been shown. It was amazing, and it was extraordinary. I'm just speechless.
I continued my journey to Solo City. Although I didn't quite explore Solo, I still had the opportunity to experience one of the traditional transportations known as the becak. After my experience in the rickshaw around the Solo Palace, I immediately continued my journey to one of the most famous batik shops in the Solo area to buy more souvenirs and of course more batik. It really makes me agree that Indonesia indeed, and even Java itself, is very rich and diverse in its culture. However, now we will do something that is even out of the ordinary. We will go by bus to the port to cross the Bali Strait by ship, and we will explore more tourist and educational destinations here in the Bali Island in the archipelago of Indonesia. I finally arrived in the beautiful island known as Bali. During the trip, I got interesting information about Bali Island. The first destination that I visited in Bali was a giant statue which has an important history and is an iconic symbol in Bali. It is known as the Garuda Vishnu Kencana statue. This statue stands tall in Unggasan village, South Kuta, Bandung Regency, Bali.
Yeah, so today we are with the group at the wonderful Garuda Vishnu statue, and it is amazing. I did not know it was this big, even though you see it from everywhere. You see it from Kuta, from Seminyak, from Canggu, maybe even from Ubud with a good view. It is extraordinary, amazing. Like, honestly, there are ivory towers in the Netherlands, but they are not as big as this one. This is crazy, so I'm really impressed, yeah.
After that, I watched the Kecak fire dance, a traditional Balinese dance that does not use any music or instruments. It uses the vocal sounds of the dancers who respond to each other with the chant word "chak" rhythmically. This sound creates a distinctive rhythm and accompanies the dance movements, which are often performed in the evening before sunset with the beautiful backdrop of the Bali Sea.
Yeah, it was amazing. We are here at the Kecak fire dance, and we learned incredible stories about the Hindu folklore. The legendary stories about Rama, about the Monkey King, Garuda, everyone was there. And I'm just mind blown about the professionality, about the balance, about the harmony, about the dances, about the performance. It was outstanding. I give it a 10 out of 10, yeah.
I had so much fun on this trip and in this destination the first day in Bali that I didn't even notice or feel like the sun had set. I decided to rest at one of the hotels in Kuta area in Bali. In my opinion, this hotel is a very clean and comfortable hotel with lots of delicious food in the breakfast buffet. And on the second day in Bali, I continued my journey to the Karangasem area near Mount Agung to visit Tirta Ganga Park. This park has many interesting facts, ranging from history, legends, to stunning architecture. The Tirta Ganga Park was really fun and really interesting and beautiful to observe.
Yes, today we were at Tirta Gagang and it's amazing. It's a lovely place. It's another water palace. This one is better maintained, but it's also because it is recently more built in comparison to the other one in Jawa. But it is extraordinary. I love how nature is combined with architecture. The real traditional Balinese architecture is also flowing in this place, and it's so good to be here. You know, saya senang, echt, really. I love it when I walk here. Just the serenity. It's even raining. It's a cloudy day, but that doesn't matter in Bali because it's hot every day. So it's nice when it rains. You enjoy the rain and cool down. And it's also a part of the tropics, so yeah, I'm flabbergasted. I'm always speechless because everything we did so far, it's extraordinary. Yeah, it's an experience.
After visiting this beautiful site, Tirta Park, I continued my journey to Tengangang village, one of the traditional villages in Karangasem. However, before arriving there, I took time to have lunch at a restaurant with an amazing view. After filling up my energy with some lunch, I continued my journey to Tengangang village and gained a lot of new knowledge about this particular village.
So today we are in a traditional kampung in Bali Timur, and it's really interesting how daily life looks in here. Like, I think that it can get more authentic than this. Like, the people are still in their traditional way of living, except they have replaced most of the karbao and horses with scooters and motorcycles. But besides that, everything is like intact. It's like you go back in time, and yeah, it's interesting. I think it's really cool. My highlight of today was seeing a real karbao, you know. I really wanted to see that. I saw them first in the distance, like washing the karbao in a kali. But no, today I saw one close, so that was really cool, yeah.
After exploring and gaining knowledge about the history and culture of Tirta Ganga Park and Tengangang traditional village, I continued my journey to one of the beaches to the east of Denpasar, Bali. This beach is known as Sanur Beach. There, I enjoyed the sunset and also swam in the sea. Swimming at Sanur Beach was a blast, and I really enjoyed myself there. However, the next day, I had to continue to my next destination. We explored several other beaches on the Bali of Islands, known as Tanah Lot, Tanjung Benoa, Kuta, and Jimbaran. In Tanah Lot, I visited a temple, a place of worship for Hindus, which is located on a rock in the midst of the sea. But before that, I heard that Tanah Lot had a legend about a sacred snake. I was interested and finally had the courage to actually hold the snake myself.
Yes, so today with the excursion we're here at Tanah Lot, and it's a sacred temple where there is a holy snake. Apparently it goes that when a ritual is performed here by the Hindu people, the snakes will come out of their caves, and yeah, it is a sightseeing that is really worth it. Besides the ritual, besides the holy snakes, it is already a beautiful sight to witness. It's really hot today, but you know, that's what we come for. And yeah, yet again, I love how the religion and the people are one with nature. It's beautiful to see, and I give it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, sure.
I went to Tanjung Benoa to enjoy the fun of the banana boat, and after that I went to Kuta Beach to even swim more and have a bit of a sunbath. Time really flies by when you have so much fun at the beach and then swimming in the sea. Before I returned to the hotel, I needed to rest and got some dinner on Jambaram Beach, which was a fresh seafood accompanied by an extraordinary sunset atmosphere. However, I had to realize that I had already entered my 4th day here in Bali, and this was the last destination that I would visit on this beautiful island. We went to one of the oldest museums in Bali, which was founded in 1932. This museum has an important role in preserving and exhibiting Bali's cultural heritage.
Yeah, so today we are at the Bali Museum. We learn a lot about the history of Bali, from the prehistoric era to the modern era. And it's just lovely to learn how a country has become the country that it is. Like the island of Bali, it's really unique, it's really specific, authentic. And as you can see, this explains why Bali is Bali. And yeah, we learned so much today, it's amazing, I love it.
After visiting the Bali Museum as the last destination in Bali, I had to return to Java Island to complete my last destination. The last destination would be the Sangirang Museum, which was various ancient fossils. As I arrived at the ancient museum in central Java, I knew that I would learn a lot of new information. Of course, here I explored and learned more deeply about archaeology. My friends and I at this final destination had a high regard, since we had so much fun and learned so many new things in exploring Indonesia's amazing rich culture and tradition.
Yeah, so today we close off the Discover Indonesia program officially here at the Archaeology Museum. And yeah, I look back upon the trip with a big smile upon my face, honestly. We went to Jogja, we went to Solo, and went all the way to Bali. And even the travel itself with the bus was amazing. We had a karaoke bus, so we had a blast. We were singing songs, having fun. And then the locations themselves were amazing, so extraordinary, so unique. We've seen very old places, very unique places like Borobudur, Prambanan. And also we went to Bali, where we went to the museum and we went to lovely temples, and at the same time we enjoyed ourselves with touristic hotspots such as Kuta, where we just went to the beach and just enjoyed ourselves by swimming and enjoying the sun. So yeah, it was amazing. It was also really well organized, I have to be honest. The facilities were really well, they were good, especially the one in Bali. It was really full of luxury with a big breakfast, good beds, good room. They even had pools, so I really enjoyed that as well. And yeah, what can I say more? Well, if you want to join the Nusa Putra Indonesian program, I would say go to the website sip.nusaputra.ac.com and yeah, just register yourself. If you are Indonesian, if you are an international student at Nusa Putra, doesn't matter. Just take this chance, take this opportunity if you want to discover Indonesia in a well-organized trip with wonderful sights and a unique experience. Thank you. My name was August, and yeah, this was Discover Indonesia program.
Nusa Putra University and its Discover Indonesia program has given me the opportunity to explore Indonesia. We went to Java and to Bali and learned lots about the local cultures. The Nusa Putra Discover Indonesia program can also give you this opportunity if you want to explore Indonesia and learn more about its richness, cultures, and natural